Before I start today's video, everybody, I want to do a quick shout out to my newest Patreon, Patrick Sandlin. He has just joined the Night Sky Blade tier of my Patreon. Welcome to the Templar 74 family, Patrick. Your support means a lot. Thank you for helping support the channel. If you are interested in supporting the channel as well, there will be some information at the end of the video on that. Again, Patrick, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me. And with that, everybody, let's get started on this discussion. It was certainly a news week for Pokemon. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another episode of PokeTalk, and today's episode of PokeTalk is going to be a discussion revolving around my thoughts on the latest Pokemon news we got this week, and there was no shortage of that. There may not have been a Pokemon anime episode this week, but it was certainly a week for Pokemon in my opinion, because no Pocket Monsters episode on Sunday, like I said, but literally on Monday, we got new episode titles and summaries out. Then on Tuesday, we got an announcement of a Pokemon Direct, which was completely out of the blue for Thursday. Thursday happened, we got the Direct, all of that stuff. The Direct was awesome, by the way, but we'll talk about that soon enough. And then to top it all off, after the Direct, all the news for that, we got the first look of Movie 23 and what that art style is going to be as well with the new trailer. So no shortage of Pokemon news this week to talk about. And with that said, we got a lot to cover. So at risk of further rambling, let's get started. And I'm going to start off with the new Pocket Monsters anime episode titles and summaries here just to get them out of the way. And we ended up getting 4 episode titles and summaries now. And the first one is for episode 9, which will air on January 19th, 2020. And that is The Promise We Made That Day, the Ho-Oh Legend of Johto. The summary goes on to read, there are eyewitness accounts at the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh in Inji City, Johto. And when Ash and Go there, they instantly discover a Pokemon that resembles Ho-Oh. However, it's actually just a fake Ho-Oh created by a boy named Kuro. Kuro tells him that he wants to show his grandfather Ho-Oh no matter what. Will the real Ho-Oh ultimately appear? So other than that, really not a whole lot to say about this episode. It's a Ho-Oh episode. We get one of these literally in every single generation, so we knew it was going to happen soon enough. Other than that, not a whole lot of expectations for that episode. I think it's just going to be the normal run-of-the-mill Ho-Oh episode, in my opinion. Not a lot of expectations for it, in my opinion. Again, that is January 19th's episode, The Promise We Made That Day, the Ho-Oh Legend of Johto. Next, we have episode 10 for Pocket Monsters, which is the Dragonite Paradise and the Dragonair Trial. And the summary for this reads, Professor Sakuragi has told Ash and Go about a supposed island where Dragonite live, and the two of them set off to search for it. They head out to sea, riding on a Dugong Go-Kart on the way, but run into a sudden storm and get swept away by the waves. And when they wake up on the shore of an island, they see a whole lot of Dragonite before them. Okay, so this episode, I do have a couple things I want to say about it. First of all, Go's on the catching rampage again. Not really a surprise. Apparently, he's caught a Dugong now. But I will say this. If Go catches a Dragonite in this episode, I will rage. And I will probably not be very happy about it just because Go and his catching rampage is already becoming a stale running gag in my opinion. There's no reason for him to literally catch Pokemon every single episode. I mean, okay, maybe a new one every 2 or 3 episodes, maybe. But literally 2 or 3 new Pokemon literally every single episode, no need for it in my opinion. It's kind of spamming it and it's getting old really quickly. It's kind of making it an annoying running gag in my opinion. So other than that though, not a whole lot to say other than Go catches a Dugong. He better not catch Dragonite because if he does, I'm going to rage at the episode. In my opinion, just kind of getting stale, and if they do that, I'm going to rage. But no, other than that, not anything more to say on that episode for January 26, 2020, the Dragonite Promise and the Dragonair Trial. Next up, we have February 2nd's episode, episode 11, Koharyu, Yamper, and sometimes Gengar 2. And the episode summary reads, despite being the daughter of Professor Sakuragi, Koharyu has a very unenthusiastic attitude towards Pokemon. understatement of the century. And the Yamper that lives with the family is very attached to her, but she's concerned about how everyone around her has labeled her as someone who obviously loves Pokemon, since her father is a Pokemon professor. But one day a mysterious Gengar shows up at the Sakuragi laboratories and starts annoying everyone. Okay, so this episode, and I actually do have a couple things I want to say about this episode. First off, Koharyu episode. Finally glad that we're going to see a Koharyu focused episode. And I'm really hoping that this episode kind of lightens her character up a little bit and makes her character a little bit more, how should I put this, appealing to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, Koharyu is really one of those kind of annoying characters that really doesn't need to be there. Kind of in the way, in my opinion, her character just kind of has rubbed off on me the wrong way. Not really a fan of her character. I'm hoping this episode does attempt to turn that around here and give us some backstory for her character, because right now her character's a bit dry and dull in my opinion, and not really a whole lot of things to say about her character other than that. So she's just one of those characters that's kind of there for me at the moment. Hoping this episode will turn that around. And yeah, the Gengar 2, typical Gengar comedy episode in my opinion. Nothing more really to say about that other than Koharyu backstory. I'm hoping that it lightens her character up a little bit and helps shed some light on this character, because like I said, right now her character just really isn't that there for me. And again, that is February 2nd's episode, Koharyu, Yamper, and sometimes Gengar 2. Okay. So now we go on to the final episode that we got revealed in this episode dump. Arguably the one that everybody is looking forward to. This one really raised my eyebrows, so to speak, and it really raised the hype factor by 10 in my opinion. And that is episode 12. Dynamax Battle, Leon the greatest of them all. And the summary reads, Professor Sakuragi has given Ash and Go tickets to the final at the Pokemon World Championships, the tournament that decides the best Pokemon trainer in the world. The two of them set off to the Galar region where the stadium is located to see this match with their own eyes. The finish is between Lance, the winner of the Elite Four Cup in the Kanto region, and Leon, whose undefeated record in the Galar region keeps growing. Just how skilled is the undefeated man, Leon? Okay, so first off, Leon in the anime confirmed. Excited for that. And we are also going to have an episode where the Alola League champion, the Kanto League champion, and the Galar region champion are all in the same place at the same time. Really kind of interested to see how this is going to work. Kind of curious to see if Lance recognizes Ash or if there's any kind of interactions with them, just to kind of see how the whole continuity thing works out. Other than that, really hyped to see the battle here. Pokemon is always up for a good battle episode. You always need those every couple of episodes, in my opinion, to just keep people interested. So a great battle episode is what I'm expecting out of this. And the Dynamax. The Dynamax was brilliantly animated when we first saw it, and I'm hoping to see more of that, and I can't wait to see the battle animations for Dynamax. If we get that, I'm sure we will. But yeah, it just looked fantastically animated. Can't wait to see it in a battle setting. And this episode is definitely the hype episode. Of these 4 episodes, this one is the one I'm looking forward to the most, in my opinion. And again, that's February 9th's episode. Dynamax Battle, Leon the greatest of them all. 30 days until the Japanese airing from the time of this recording. We gotta see that episode, man. That's all I gotta say about it. That is the episode to keep an eye on. So now on to the Direct, which is arguably the thing everybody was talking about, because when the Direct was announced, we were wondering if what it was going to be. People were already excited that they were going to be Diamond and Pearl remakes already. That turned out not to be the case. But have no fear, we did get a new announced spin-off game, well, I guess you could call it new, as well as some new additions to Shield and Sword. That's right, everybody. For the first time, Pokemon is going to have a DLC. Its first ever DLC for Shield and Sword. They are the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra here. So they're expanding on the Galar region itself, the Gen 8 games, which was great because Shield and Sword, the base games, in my opinion, were a little bit they were just there. They were kind of an average Pokemon game. Really didn't enjoy them as well as I did Sun and Moon, to be honest with you here. So the fact that we're getting more additions into this game through the DLC was a big confidence booster, in my opinion, for this generation. It does also mean that Shield and Sword is likely going to be the one generation game. We're not going to get a additional game based off of the Galar region like we did with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It looks like that this is going to be the one deal. I do think that if we do get the Diamond and Pearl remakes and they end up being part of Gen 8, they won't be announced until next year. And again, the DLC for Pokemon will be coming out later this year here in the fall. And then we got introduced to some other things as well. We got introduced to new Galar forms of the legendary birds, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. We got introduced to some new Galar Pokemon as well. We got introduced to Galar Slowpoke, Kubfu. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right. But anyway, hype nonetheless. Urshifu, and then Calyrex. So yeah, on top of that as well, we got new Pokemon, always a hype thing there. And then we got introduced to new characters as well. And it's funny, one of these new characters made me think of a Pokemon from, well, not a Pokemon, but a Pokemon character, I guess we should say. An anime character way back from Gen 3. One of those obscure characters that you never expect to see again. I think his name was Robert in the dub, because I've only ever seen the dub of the advanced anime there. But yeah, one of these characters really reminded me of him. So yeah, a whole lot of Pokemon here for the DLC. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra here have been announced and confirmed. That will be fall of this year. Just a lot of that stuff looked great in my opinion. These Galar variants of the legendary birds just look epic in my opinion here. And yeah, new Pokemon as well, really building on the Gen 8 world. And with that, we got more information out of the Direct. Because like I said, it wasn't just the Shield and Sword DLC. The first time ever Pokemon's doing a DLC. My thoughts on how they'll pull off a DLC might have to wait till later, because half the community is raving about it, the other half of it is loving it. I'm just going to sit back and wait to see before I build an opinion on it. But yeah, Pokemon's a divided community. Go figure. It always happens whenever Pokemon announces something. Then we got introduced to another big hype thing. And that big hype thing, of course, has to go to Pokemon Home. I kid you guys. But no, in all seriousness, Pokemon Home was revealed to us, and that it will go public in February of 2020 as well. So Pokemon Home is finally a thing as well here. And then we got introduced to another big line item from this Direct. And the big line item from the Direct was another new game. Well, maybe a remake. People are going back and forth on whether it's a new game or a remake. I'm kind of in the category of it's a remake. But anyway, that game is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That's right, everybody. Mystery Dungeon is back. My favorite Pokemon spin-off game of all time, with Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, which will go out on March 6, 2020, with a demo released after the Direct. Okay, so this was the hype thing for me. I was hyped to see the Shield and Sword stuff, don't get me wrong. I was excited to see Pokemon Home, but when I saw Mystery Dungeon, I about lost it. I can really see why the hashtag #ThankYouGameFreak was the #1 trend on Twitter there for a while, because Mystery Dungeon was a game I'd always been wanting to have come back. I was hoping they'd do more with it, and now it looks like it's finally happening. Mystery Dungeon GX, or DX, I guess I should say, and Rescue Team DX looks great. I cannot wait to get in line at GameStop to buy that game. I will probably be there first thing in the morning, March 6, 2020, to get that game. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, Mystery Dungeon, my favorite spinoff, is back with a vengeance. Even if it is a remake, it's nice to see the Mystery Dungeon franchise back, in my opinion, and I can't wait to see if they do more elaboration in this world. I hope they do, because Mystery Dungeon, I think, is probably the best Pokemon spin-off game, my personal bias there, but it's also one of the better developed ones, and one of the better received Pokemon spin-offs. Pokemon spin-offs don't really get a whole lot of fanfare if they're not the mainline games. The spin-offs kind of get pushed to the side. I think Mystery Dungeon was the exception to the rule there. And so Mystery Dungeon being announced for March 6, 2020 was epic as well. Like I said, the Direct was just news after news after news, and it was just one good time, and I can really see why Thank You Game Freak ended up being the #1 trend in both the US and Japan at the time of the Direct. They really pulled out the stops here and really did some things that nobody was expecting to happen this soon. So, got to give props to Game Freak for that. Again, with the Direct, so much to look forward to. And again, I'm happy that they're building more on the Shield and Sword world. Mystery Dungeon is back. And yeah, lots of things to look forward to this fall with the Shield and Sword expansion. Lots of things to look forward to this spring with Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Home. Okay, and now finally, the last big news breaker of the week, which happened actually not long after the Direct happened. We got revealed to the first trailer for the upcoming movie, Pokemon the Movie Coco, or Movie 23. And I gotta be honest, when the name was announced, I'm like, seriously? That's the best you could do? But in all honesty, this looks epically animated in my opinion. One of the shrines here kind of gave me Celebi movie vibes, and when I saw this I'm like, oh no, I thought this wasn't going to be another remake because I thought it was going to be the Celebi movie being remade. I guess that was just a coincidence with scene recycling. But anyway, no, Coco is going to be its own standalone movie here. Didn't get a whole lot more information other than Ash has a standalone adventure rather. And this Ash looks like a blend of Movie 21 and Movie 20. This Ash design looks great. I'm not really a big fan of Ash being redesigned for literally every single movie, but so far these last 3 redesigns they've done for the Pokemon movies with Movie 20, 21, I don't count Movie 22, and then this one, all 3 of these redesigns look great in my opinion. This Ash really is a nice combination of the two. It's a Power of Us 20 art design crossover in my opinion, and it just looks epic. So, Pokemon the Movie Coco is going to air in July of this year. So that's going to be something to look forward to. It'll be nice to get back to a Pokemon movie because I'll be honest with you guys, I skipped Movie 22 because the Mewtwo CGI movie did not appeal to me at all, and I was hoping and praying that we would not get another CGI remake just because I think Pokemon did it. They did it. They should never do it again. But yeah, Movie 22 was actually the first time in I think almost 15 years I've skipped a Pokemon movie. So yeah, that's got a lot to say about my thoughts with Movie 22. Hopefully Movie 23 is better. So far it looks promising. Again, it comes out in July. Pokemon the Movie 23, Coco. And yeah, the name leaves a lot to be desired, but it does look promising, and those are my thoughts on that. So yeah, with that everybody, I think that's about it for the news this week for Pokemon. Like I said, there may not have been a Pokemon anime episode, but it was certainly a Pokemon news week. We got a Direct with a lot of fanfare to that. Obviously well-deserved fanfare. Mystery Dungeon is back. Shield and Sword is getting their first DLC, the first ever Pokemon DLC. We got new episode titles. 2 of them look promising. The other 2, we'll wait and see. But 2 of them are definitely epic must-watches, in my opinion, for that. So, lots to look forward to in the coming months on the Pokemon front. And in my opinion, it was hype overload. But as always, in the comments section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about all this Pokemon news. Was there anything at all that stood out to you that was better than the rest? What are you looking forward to the most? Are you excited for the Pokemon DLC? Are you excited for Mystery Dungeon? Are you excited for both? What are your thoughts on Movie 23? What are your thoughts on these Pocket Monster episode titles? Just let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all of this in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye everybody. Hey everyone, Templar74 here. Did you enjoy the video? Do you want to help support me in making more content like this and see your name here at the end of every video? Then consider supporting me on Patreon. Any help is greatly appreciated and will help ensure continuation and increase the quality of production of the videos that I'm able to make for all of you. Link down below. Again, thank you so much for your support and for liking and subscribing. You all are amazing. And as always, everyone, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.